Oliver Harrison has lived in New Orleans his entire life. Unfortunately, when Hurricane Katrina hit, he was forced to evacuate for the safety of his parents to Texas. He was able to return a month later and found his home completely destroyed. He found a job at the local post office where he was able to work to gain money to restore his home. However, when he hired contractors, they simply took his money and ran. With bad back problems, Oliver was forced to retire with limited income from disability. St. Bernard Project is an organization in New Orleans that helps those affected by Hurricane Katrina. Imagine a natural disaster, one that you have no control over, no idea how bad it would be, and then after it was done, your city was submerged by water for weeks. Imagining that things couldn't get any worse, you return home to find out you have no possessions, nothing to call your home. How would you feel? This past January, during my winter break off from school, I went with a group of students to Washburn University, and we drove 14 hours to New Orleans. We then spent 7 days volunteering on homes and building to make a better place, all for the victims of Hurricane Katrina, and then driving back 14 hours and coming back to school. Many people are still struggling to rebuild after Hurricane Katrina, but St. Bernard Project has been there for those who still need help and has made a significant difference in the community, thankfully to volunteers. Hurricane Katrina has done such devastating damage. Destruction from the storm was very deadly. On August 15, 2006, Evan McCollum and Julian Hemming wrote in their journal, Philosophical Transactions, Mathematical, Physical, and Engineering Sciences, published by the Royal Society, that New Orleans recorded 10-meter storm surges that caused catastrophic flooding, which left 80% of the city 7 to 8 meters underwater for over 4 weeks, where it suffered its greatest disaster since 1718. According to Brian Kerpis from HurricaneRelief.com, 275,000 homes were destroyed from the storm. Many citizens faced difficulties rebuilding. St. Bernard Project, on their website, stbernardproject.org, from 2010, states that many insurance companies did not cover the cost of flooding damages, therefore people were left to come up with the money on their own. There was so much other chaos going on after the storm that other people faced other difficulties, such as contractor fraud, no government aid, and no jobs to return to in hope of restoring their homes. Even though there were horrible damage that nearly destroyed the city, organizations such as St. Bernard Project gave people hope. St. Bernard Project works hard to help those still struggling from the effects of this storm. This organization is dedicated to helping those in need. According to their mission statement on their website, St. Bernard Project is an award-winning, rebuilding, nonprofit organization whose mission is to ensure that disaster-impacted communities recover in a prompt, efficient, and predictable way. St. Bernard Project has a Veteran Corps program where unemployed and veterans can become trained electricians and plumbers to look for jobs. They also have a disaster recovery program to help those suffering from the traumatic issues that they have faced. St. Bernard Project goes through a process to rebuild homes. On October 27, 2010, Katie Gandel wrote in her article, 10 Service Groups That Are Making a Difference, published in the U.S. News magazine, that this nonprofit organization can transform a gutted house into a livable home in just 8 to 12 weeks on an average of $15,000. To date, 312 homes have been restored. Owners pay what they can out of their pocket, while St. Bernard Project pays the rest. Every day, 100 to 200 volunteers from all over the world are working at 30 different job sites today. Each home is assigned to a site supervisor who overlooks and is responsible for rebuilding that home. They do this from start to finish, and it can start anywhere from just redoing the interior of the home, or in some cases the house is completely destroyed, so they have to tear down the entire house and start fresh from the framework up. All of their efforts have produced homes for many families thanks to the volunteers. St. Bernard Project has made a lot of progress and cooperation with the community. Christy Zelling, in her article, Heroes Work Continues in Parish Devastated by Katrina, written August 27, 2009, from CNN, interviewed Tina Castro, a victim from Hurricane Katrina, who lost everything, said, "The day St. Bernard Project called and told me they could help me rebuild my home was the first day I felt I could breathe again. They gave my family hope." Over 85% of the New Orleans population has returned since the hurricane storm. With the help of volunteers, St. Bernard Project has continued to be successful. On St. Bernard Project's websites, it states that there have been over 4,800 volunteers to help build over 450 homes and raised over $300,000 since 2006. 8,000 homes are still yet to be built and are currently on a waiting list. In an interview I conducted on April 5, 2013 with Madison Powers, a Washburn student who went on me with this trip, told me that she was happy she could be a part of this organization to make a difference and to help the people who had gone through such a traumatizing experience to return home faster. Despite the tremendous damage that this hurricane has done to New Orleans, St. Bernard Project helps those in need and has made great progress with the help of generous people. You need to take this opportunity to go volunteer for St. Bernard Project. It is very simple. You can just, since being a Washburn student, you can go. They have alternative and winter spring break program where they go to New Orleans and volunteer for this organization. And you don't have to worry about missing school because it's during your break time and it only costs $200. This covers your housing, travel costs, and any food options that you may have. And it's really easy because they also have fundraising events that are made available, so you don't really have to worry about paying out of your pocket. To volunteer, contact Rip Ellis or Christine Hart at 670-1950. Oliver is currently having his home rebuilt by St. Bernard Project today. Not only that, but he is employed through St. Bernard Project, helping homeowners become landlords. His home will be built into a duplex, so he hopes to rent out the second half to people and live comfortably on retirement from that. This is what Oliver had to say about the storm that went through New Orleans. One of our favorite foods here is gumbo. Everything new just adds a new flavor and a new spice. That's New Orleans, changing and growing for the richer of it.